Free Japan Channel number 199. Today, May 14th, Thursday. The time is 11 a.m. Good morning, everybody. It is sunny, so early summer in Yokohama. Hi, friends. How are you doing? Today's FGC topic is Trump-Xi talk in 2026. Now, US President Trump is in Beijing, China. US President holds meeting with Chinese leader regularly. Therefore, it is not strange that Trump visit China at this time. But Mr. Trump is so famous for accusing China of many things. He always calls China a name. Therefore, such a person, such a politician, what can he say? What can he do in Beijing with Chinese leader Xi Jinping? This is a very interesting topic from political perspective. Now, Trump has just arrived in Beijing, and no mutual talk has been held so far. This time, the main theme is Taiwan. Mr. President Donald Trump already decided to sell US weapons to Taiwan. The price is over $10 billion. So $10 billion, more than $10 billion US dollars, of course. It's a big money, and Chinese government are furious about this US decision because China always regards Taiwan as its own part, and to this Taiwan, the US decided to sell military weapons. Then it is very, very inconvenient for Chinese government. Therefore, talk this time is concentrated on Taiwan issue and weapons. Trump said that it is trade that matters between two countries, but this trade means the trade of weapons, of course. In addition, Iran war is now going on. This is also a very big topic, isn't it? China is not involved in Iran war directly. However, for China, it is very favorable that US wages war against Iran or against any country. Any country will do. For China, the US fights with other countries. This is good news because the US is all the more worn out by military budget. Therefore, China grows behind the scene. The US is also very aware of that. Then what does Mr. Trump say to Xi Jinping? Does Trump ask Xi Jinping to participate in the war? Maybe not. China is not so foolish. China is perhaps rooting for Iran behind the scene, not on the surface. Not only China, but also Russia. China and Russia are clearly on the side of Iran, don't you think so? From the perspective of Eurasianism, this makes sense that China and Russia are on the side of Iran. They are one pole, so-called one pole. And the United States is a different country. United States is located in different continent, and this continent, though its superpowers, invades to the Middle East. This is the present situation. Then Putin or Xi Jinping regard this Iran war as something not legitimate, not valid, not authentic. Of course, it is not authentic war. This is the war of Israel, and the United States was so reluctantly involved in this war. This is a reality, in my opinion. And Putin, as well as Xi, knows it very well. Therefore, these countries, Russia, China, and India, these countries are now looking at war objectively, calmly, from far away. Then the US government, as well as Mr. Trump, can't say anything even in the negotiation. Therefore, only Taiwan issue and weapon issue. Of course, the mutual talk between US and China should be regularly held. Therefore, the fact that Mr. Trump goes there is already something, even though the fruit is not so good. The fruit is okay. The fruit is not so important. The fact that US President went there is important. We can say so. Mr. Trump said that on departure that something good will await us. It is optimistic point of view, which is very typical of Mr. Trump. But I think that something good. What is this something good? Perhaps not so important. Only Taiwan matter will be discussed. And then that's it. This is the topic. This is a talk. This time, maybe. Thank you.